Get on here, Yahuwah. Let me get on here. They just want to fight. They just want to fight. That ain't right. That ain't right. Okay. How many times do we have to explain if you love Elohim, keep his commands? For this is the duty of man. He said he would test people to see if they would test, because the devil tries. He would test people to see if they would walk in his way or not. How are people sending me a thing for the city and say, come in town? No. One, because that's not what Elohim told me to do. Two, if I said Elohim told me to go southwest and you tell me to go northeast, how do you try to tell somebody, I'm trying to help you build faith community? You're not going to bother me and my family. You're not going to keep coming against these people. You're not going to have these investigations. You're not going to be acting like a cop. You're not going to do this and do that. You don't know what's going on with people. They are choosing to come against us. They are choosing to call themselves our enemies. We didn't say, the Southwest is my enemy. But we said, Elohim said our enemies are going to die. His enemies are going to die. The witches in particular are going to die. Oh, people got in an uproar. She gave a death sentence. The Bible says the witches are going to die. And we gave a message that Elohim gave because he gave warnings for more than a year and a half. It hasn't been a year and a half, but over a year. Warnings to them. And they're still unrepentant. He said, don't allow a practice of witchcraft to live. These people who know that they are operating according to Satan and being robbers and thieves are not doing righteously. These people who keep lying to these other people talking about, we're trying to help her get what she needs. No, you're lying. You're trying to cover yourselves up. Because you do not want to receive the burning and the judgment of Elohim. But he said it was already time for the judgment unto the whole world, but firstly to his house first. And people don't want to receive the reprimand. But he's bringing in his right ruling to local, to state, to federal, to the highest levels, because why? He's the highest authority. And you don't want to be under the judgment and the scrutiny of what you are supposed to do, your duty to man. But when we say, it says, do not break your oath and your vows to Elohim. So when we make an oath to Elohim and somebody's encouraging me to go outside of that oath, you are not helping me build a community of belief of faith. You are not helping me to walk in a way. You are not helping me to be accountable to the Father. You are not helping me to be a good servant or a good steward. You are not helping me to love Elohim, nor myself, nor my neighbor as myself. You are not being a friend to me. You're lying. You're lying. These people with false doctrine. Okay, all you people talking about a false doctrine. Why are you over here listening then? You are sinning against yourself because you are not doing your duty of rightly dividing your own the word that you hear. You are not guarding your own gates. You are the one not fellowshipping. If you believe it's not right what you're doing, then why are you trying to fellowship over here? Why are you trying to mind the work that I'm doing over here then? I saw stuff on the feed. I call it out as Elohim gives me to call it out. Why? Because he warns his people. He protects. He's a father that does that. That's a part of his love. But guess what? He doesn't want his children to be ignorant, and he doesn't want them to be led astray. And the people have accountability to that, just like I do. So you're not absolved and excused, and neither am I. I would not be saying something if it didn't come from the Father. And he didn't give me the permission. It is not an agreement with his word to say that. I have the fear and the reverence of my Father to do so. I feel like it's wild that people have the audacity to go against Elohim You want to come and attack me. You try to attack my family, but you want me to feel pity for you because your feelings are then hurt when Elohim judges you and reprimands you. And when I call you out on something. When he gives me permission to do that, when he says, okay, no longer is it time to be silent. Don't listen to no other voices. Don't do whatever they say. Don't take on their opinions and their chit chatter and blah, blah, blah. Obey me and that's it. Obey me, that's it. These people make oaths to, even if I made an oath to make a garden for Elohim, then I would have to do that. If I said, Elohim, I'm going to give you this next contract, I'm going to give all of the proceeds to you. I better keep that oath to him because that money and stuff belongs to him. It's not mine. It's not yours. It's his. Everything is made for him anyway. Everything you do it unto him. So when people want to have these pity parties because are you the one guarding your gates? Are you on my channel and you're not supposed to be? Are you trying to be a part of shadow banning me and you're not supposed to be? Are you trying to slander me and my family and you're not supposed to be? Are you trying to gossip against me and you're not supposed to be? Are you delivering a message to me from Elohim and you're not supposed to be? Are you delivering a message that is actually of the Father, anything like that? That he has just confirmed because he already told me first? Are you on my channel and you're not supposed to be? Have you tried to do witchcraft? Because people acknowledged it yesterday. These people acknowledged they were doing witchcraft yesterday. I said, you acknowledged it 3 times you did witchcraft. So when I speak and say something that is contrary to my own nature, because you try to prove, I want to prove you don't have no self-control, the Father is not with you, you don't have the fruit of the Spirit, the Ruah, because you try to deplete or diminish or try to overthrow or try to overtake me, and you then admitted and took credit for doing that to me. Who's got blood on their hands? You? You, because you was a worker of witchcraft? Or me, because I said, Elohim, this person is sitting here doing witchcraft, trying to get me to speak things or behave in a way or be angry or provoking me to anger. Oh, you're on here. I feel like you're provoking us to anger. Am I on your channel? No. Am I up in your face? No. Am I up in your comments? No. Am I up inside of your household? No. Am I following you around? No. Am I following you everywhere you go like they did with Paul and whispering in your ear all the time and all day and all of that? No. Am I seeing what you are doing with your work and your projects and your ins and outs? No, I'm not. I have a right to speak what Elohim gives me. I said I'm not keeping people's name out of my mouth. Why? Because Elohim did not instruct me. When he calls me to call something out, I'm going to do it. How else is the person going to know I'm talking to them? I'm not here to operate in Hasatan and just like be vague and then it brings confusion. No, this is what he revealed to me. This is what he said, and that's all there is to it. That's the message. I don't have anything else to say to you. If there is something else, he would say it. Likely he already told you to begin with. So same thing for me. I have to guard over all these people. The world wants to pressure me to go outside my covenants with Elohim. The world wants to pressure me to go outside of my oath to Elohim. The world wants to pressure me and say I'm not supposed to be in this space. They were like, we're trying to prove to you you're not supposed to be here. That's why we're trying to remove, the followers, the likes, the numbers, the this and that, make it seem like there's nothing going on. And then other people are like, we all know the numbers and stuff. And that's why that's not the point. Are you there for the appearances, or are you there to do what Elohim called you to do? So when you say you were a believer, and you say you're doing this or you're doing that for Elohim, and then other people are seeing like, you said you were doing this and doing that. When people come to me and say certain things, what do we then do? Are we reasoning together as both believers? Or are you founded on something that is not actually scriptural. If you believe it's false doctrine, why are you over here then? Why are you over here? I don't fellowship with you. You're not my friend. You're not my associate. I already told people from the get-go, the word says don't trust in man. And Elohim repeatedly keeps telling me, even this month, even to this month, repeatedly telling me, don't fear man. Fear of man is a snare. Keeps telling me, don't obey man, obey me. Don't fear man. I'm going to give you messages. I'm going to give you the things to do. And at times, oh, they're going to think this is crazy, or oh, this or that is going to happen. But guess what? I want you to do what I said. When I noticed the thing about the picture, okay, he let me see today. I looked at it. The picture that he had, the vision. I had a vision outside. And I mentioned about the Lola thing. I had a vision outside on a blanket. I had this vision and I created the artwork. A lot of the visions, the things that the artwork I'm creating is because they're visions from Elohim. I'm not doing this for somebody who was like, oh, why don't you go do this and help people with creating? I said, I'm not helping people do illegal activity. I'm not helping people to lie. When I'm creating something, it's because it's a vision from Elohim. I'm supporting what he saw, what he sees, or what he gave. When I created the vision of the double rainbow, why? Because I saw that and he created that. Not because a man is supposed to steal that image and that vision and that what Elohim sees for their evil intentions or illegal activity or unrighteousness or for a perverted function or perverted design of that. Not to say, oh, well, these two double rainbows means it's going to rain cats and dogs today. No, that's not what Elohim said. That's not what Elohim said. And the vision is from him, and it was for an appointed time, for an appointed purpose. So the light is no different when people try to pressure me. Oh, no, you don't have to do all that. Oh, no, you need to get off this space. You don't belong here. You don't belong there. You shouldn't be doing this. You shouldn't be contacting this. You shouldn't be sharing this. You're doing too much of this or do that. You shouldn't be doing this and that. Am I going to, as Paul and them said, judge for yourself? Am I supposed to be following you or Messiah? Am I supposed to only be listening to the voice of Elohim or your opinions or your thoughts? Are you calling yourself reproving me when you have not been given authority over Elohim and given authority by Elohim to reprove me, but he already gave me a command and instruction, and I know to discern what you're saying is not from Elohim. You have the responsibility to do the same thing. You don't get to come over here and blame me if you're listening to something you ain't supposed to be listening to. If you are going in a direction that Elohim didn't tell you to go in, I'm not telling you to go in that direction. If you are not rightly dividing and discerning, if you are not guarding over your own gates, if you are not being accountable to your own vessel for the relationship between you and your maker. Between you and your maker. That's why I said the witchcraft is such an abomination, meaning a disgusting thing, because you are trying to assert an authority that was never given to you by Elohim over somebody. And yes, it is the equivalent to spiritual weight. Is it equivalent to sexual assault? Is it equivalent to non-consented, forceful, violent actions against a being? And for the children of Elohim against the living beings that house his light, that house his Ruach, that house his presence, that are vessels unto him for his purpose. So even when he says to offend the little ones, it's worse than to have a millstone wrapped around your neck. To offend his Ruach, to try to defile his Ruach, to try to defile the presence of the Father himself. And the Father. How? That's why I said I'm tired of these people acting like those things are more important. Feelings and stuff at times are more important than being, an assaulter of the Ruach of Elohim. Like, who does not have the fear and the reverence and the love of Elohim within them that they would be like, I'm going to do witchcraft against Elohim. And I don't care if it's like sexual assault. I don't care if it's like sexually assaulting Elohim's Ruach. I don't care if it's like raping his Ruach. I don't care if it's like I ran up into his kingdom and just started slicing and dicing everywhere. I don't care if it's like I'm bashing him Elohim over the head. I don't care if it's like that. You don't have to be in this space. You don't have to listen to it. You have the freedom and the right to listen to things you believe in and the things you don't believe in. To research stuff. To learn about things. To do what Elohim says. Seek and you will find. Knock and the door shall be opened to you. Ask and you will receive. To reason together with people of belief. To contend only when it's righteous to contend, and to fight when Elohim said it's time to fight, but also allow, yes, and when he says he will fight. To operate within the word, in the way, and the truth of Elohim. It is not my responsibility. When I've already told you, don't be in this space when you are in opposition. It is not for you. Like, if there are literally some people where we're like, we know this isn't for you. Not because of your belief, but we know we are not called to give you specifically this message. This message isn't for you. And you being in this space trying to get a message that's not for you, only jacking yourself up. You're only jacking yourself up. And the people connected to you. That's why I'm not going to jack myself up and go and be listening to a podcast or show or place or channel or anything like that where I'm not supposed to be. Elohim didn't call me to that space. Other than calling me to be there. Or he was like, oh, that assignment was for a season. And I'm not going to be doing what men, meaning mankind, instruct me to do. And these people who keep acting like they should be overthrowing Elohim, I'm rejecting them. Flat out. You are not Elohim. And I'm not going to put you in the seat of Elohim. And I'm not going to follow you like I'm supposed to follow Messiah. I don't even have to go through the explanations, but because of Elohim's relationship with me, that he doesn't leave anything missing. He doesn't leave things open to interpretation. He brings forth clarity. He operates in function. He makes things known. He makes things clear. He confirms and affirms, and he gives multiple witness. And he's truthful, and he's honest, and he's trustworthy, and he's the truth, and he is perfect love, and he never lies. So you continue to let this week be a perfect in you. Your plans be perfect in you. Everything of you be one in you. And everything else that's not, you continue to burn it, Father, through the spirit of burning. And through the spirit of judgment. And I thank you for your Ruach of life. And your Ruach of truth. And the Ruach of Messiah. And your own Ruach, Father, your heart and your thoughts and your ways. I thank you for the people who feel like the things that Messiah says he hates and are an abomination, and they want to live in those lifestyles and in those ways. It's not even that I feel like this. You want to hate the word of Messiah, go do it by yourself. You want to hate the word of Messiah, go over there where you want to be and leave me alone. I am not going to change to placate you, to coddle you, to comfort you, to accept you, to belong with you, to receive you, to believe you, to fellowship with you, in contrary to Messiah, in contrary to Elohim. I am not going to disrespect, dishonor, defile Elohim, his temple, his Kodesh way, his love, his favor, his compassion, like his presence, in the honor of fearing and revering him for nothing. It's like that how dare, I would not, how it would be like, how dare you? How dare you love Elohim but don't care about him and disregard everything he says? No. I'm not going to disregard Elohim. He's first. He's highest. He's above. That's Elohim. There's nothing and no one that is supposed to be above him. There's nothing on the throne but Elohim. There's nothing and no one on the throne but Elohim. Y'all don't put your children, spouse, family, relatives, community, ministry, words, thoughts, feelings, actions, emotions above Elohim. This wild, I don't know, I'd be so baffled by it on YouTube of do people actually fear Elohim? They do things and I was like, how could you it's like, how would I be able to call myself a believer and be like, well, I'm going to just do witchcraft today. I know I'm doing witchcraft. I acknowledge this person I did witchcraft. I acknowledge the Elohim I did witchcraft and have no fear that Elohim is going to enact righteous judgment against you. And what that would mean not only for you, but your offspring and everything that is associated with you. But you're like, oh, it's free. I'm free to do that to you and your family. That is it's wild. It's wild that people don't, and it's like maybe some people don't really know that they're defiling or they're trying to defile when they try to come against me or other people or his other children so much. It's like, you are coming against his Ruach. You're coming against his Ruach. And other people are like, well, that's what you don't know. Other people, no. And it's not just because of my belief in Elohim and belief in his word or what he said to me. Because I know Elohim is not a liar. He doesn't lie to me. Other people, yes, I expect you to have that strong of a relationship and belief with Elohim for yourself. Now, when he tells you something, nobody else can tell you otherwise of what he said. He said it. It's final. That's what it is. I believe that. I've seen it. And his word is an action. It's active. It's alive. It is alive. Living. Breathing. So it's just like, no, I'm so baffled. I'm not going to go contrary to what he's telling me to do. And I don't care if you don't like it. So guard yourselves. You can't change me. So guess what? If you don't think this is right, go in the space where you're supposed to be then. Don't come and try to bother me.